Hi, Omer. Thanks for the discussion. As you know, we at Walden Catalyst are very excited to have this opportunity to lead this Ingonyama's newest financing round and to join you and your team on this exciting direction. So maybe you could begin by introducing yourself and Ingonyama to our LPs.
My name is Omer Shlomovits. I'm based here in Israel, in Tel Aviv. Um, my background is technical, so I've been doing either in academia or playing some technical roles in industry. Founded a couple of companies before starting Ingonyama, and with Ingonyama, our mission is to build zero-knowledge hardware accelerators. This is a very advanced and cutting-edge kind of technology, and we want to become world leaders in.
And maybe you can begin by explaining a little bit of the background. For example, what is zero knowledge? But maybe even before that, what's the context of the industry you're targeting? What are their problems, and why do they need a startup like Ingonyama to be here?
So ZKP, zero knowledge is it's a technology well studied. It's coming from like decades of work in research in academia. This technology is fundamental in trustless computing, right? Like verifiable computation and even like privacy preserving computation. So as we observe in our market, which again very naturally is the blockchain space, with based on trustless decentralized computing, we see that there is a huge demand for this type of ZK, and basically it's everywhere. Like the two main problems now, in blockchains, are privacy and scalability, and both of them are solved with this type of technology, zero knowledge. Basically, everyone can verify very easily the computation.
So that's very nice background on ZKP or zero knowledge proof. Can you now talk about why is this useful in our world? Maybe you can start by the problems today, and then later on we can go on to next 5-10 years, whatever, what the future applications are.
Right now we see use cases again in Web3 in three different areas. I can say one is actual blockchains. Some of them aim for different use cases, and some of them are built on this technology of ZK. It can be for privacy, it can be for scaling, it can be for proof of work, it can be for many different reasons. The second place we see it is what's called a layer 2, which is kind of like another layer on top of a blockchain. And the third place we see it is with applications. It can be in gaming, it can be in just new things that were never possible before.
What you're explaining, I think, is that for the future Web3, the future of the internet, this is like the next protocol that will allow that to scale, with a very challenging requirement that trust must be established even though you never met each other ever before. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's about right.
And you said that it starts today with blockchains, and in the future it's going to be gaming and other kinds of new applications. So maybe you can connect that now to what is it that Ingonyama does to help that? So that's the technology is ZKP. What does Ingonyama do? And then what are you seeing from customers to date that kind of echo and validate that they need what Ingonyama is doing?
When we started our journey, it was very clear that this, in a triangle of software, algorithms, and hardware, the hardware part of ZK was missing. It's very obvious that the right hardware for zero knowledge proofs for the long term, right, is going to be ASICs. So we at the company are always kind of targeting towards the first generation, the first chip, and trying to figure out who will be the target market customers for that chip. Another thing to remember is that ZKP is this level of computation is built on cryptography, on very complex mathematics, and the architecture is far from being trivial. So what we've been doing so far is trying to improve over and over and figuring out just to begin with what exactly it is that we want to build, right? And what we discovered is that besides the fact that ASIC is the solution, first FPGAs can provide or can find some market today, based on their unique properties of being energetically efficient, and that you don't need an entire ZK architecture today to actually make an impact in the in what customers are needing. So while we can definitely see in the future the way that ASICs can scale and be used everywhere. Right now, we see a few different kind of models, right? So first is in mining. So companies that traditionally have done Bitcoin mining, and also companies that are kind of more open into new types of mining. So in both cases, they understand that there's a way to leverage ZKP kind of as a computation, as a very intensive computation, and get some economical value out of it. And this is what we explore with them today together. Another interesting or potential customers that we have today is about saving costs for running infrastructure. Right? So this is something that right now it is centralized, but it costs a lot to operate. Using the cloud-based FPGAs, we can provide a much cheaper infrastructure to these companies, which can provide for them a huge saving.
Could you kind of quantify the advantages to your customer like today? Like do you have that today, or is it just a theoretical number?
We take it very seriously to do the experiments and the benchmarks, and obviously it depends, right? So we know that for a ZK rollup that runs infrastructure today with the most optimized way they can, we can just by even without providing any type of acceleration, they're going to pay 30% of what they were paying before. For the app developers, we can improve efficiency, the latency of running the proof by a factor 10.
Right. It's very exciting to see, even though you're a very young company, right? Less than a year old, that you're already achieving some world-class results. It's early days, as you said, but it's very exciting to be part of that. And one final question is, why did you choose to work with Walden Catalyst Ventures?
It was just my decision. I have partners, other investors, co-founders, and so on. But so I can just comment on personally. I think I first connected really well with Francis. Given that also Walden Catalyst is deeply rooted with semiconductor industry, which is something we really wanted. I was just impressed by the team, the track record, Young obviously. And what he brings to the table blows my mind every time that he speaks. So it was a no-brainer decision for us.
Well, thank you very much. It was a no-brainer for us also to join the party and join forces with you. So thanks so much, Omer.
Thank you.